it's Stacey, and welcome to today's Hicks Orchard Apple a Day Challenge. Today I wanted to do squats with you all. Now, we'll probably end up doing about 4 minutes of squats together, and you can do however much of that you want. But before we get into any of that, we need to talk about form. Now, most people have heard that with squats, you don't want your knees to go out over your toes. Now, what we are talking about is your standard toes forward, knees forward squat. Now, what happens, when do our knees go out over our toes? Well, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me, and you go ahead and join me, okay? Now, if I try to keep my spine straight up and down as I squat, look at where my knees are, okay? This is what we're talking about. This is what we do not want, okay? Now, the reason we need to talk about all the different things you don't want so you'll know what feels right, okay? And so I just want to show you some of the mistakes that I see with some of my students in class and what I have made on my own early on in my fitness journey. So, okay, so feet about hip width apart, or maybe shoulder width actually, okay? Toes forward, knees go forward. But, like I said, we'll turn to the side so you can see. You have to think about sitting back in a chair, okay? So you're going to send your hips back, okay? And this is going to keep our knees in a good position, okay? Now, what happens is, one of the first times I started doing a lot of squats in a class, I was trying to make sure I sat back and didn't have my knees out over my toes. And what I did was I kind of let this lower part of my back arch. I'd sway my back here, okay? And I ended up having kind of a sore low back. And now you know I don't want to have that, right? None of us do. So you can sit back without doing that. What you think about is pulling your abs in. You sit back and you still think about almost curling that tailbone under. Okay, that flattens out your low back. Okay, so practice this with me. Okay, this is where you want to feel. Now, another thing, rock forward in your toes. Okay, we really don't want to be in our toes. We want to be in our heels. Okay, this will help you sit back further too. And you can even wiggle your toes with your shoes. See if you feel that. Okay, if you need to come out of this for a moment, go ahead and come out of it. Okay, but this is what we want to feel. So we want to be pulling our abs in, flattening out our low back so we don't have that sway, okay? And another thing that I sometimes see is people start to think that it's all about their chest and their back coming down, okay? What's happening is your back is just following you down because your hips are going back, okay? So because I'm sitting back, my chest has to come down, right? But look, I flattened my low back. I still have a straight spine, okay? But sometimes I'll see something kind of like this, like where people are kind of doing, see how I'm kind of rocking my chest way down? Like, see, I don't want that, okay? That's not a squat. Yeah, you're still bending your legs a little bit, but you don't want to actively bring your chest forward. You want to let it just come down because you have come down into the squat with in your legs. Okay, with your hips back and your legs bent, okay, and your abs are in. Pull those low abs in, flatten out that low back, tuck that tailbone. Feel like you're squeezing your tailbone underneath, right? Like you're tucking your tailbone, okay? Notice how that doesn't round my low back. It just flattens it, okay? So that's what we want to be feeling, and let's go ahead and do some, okay? All right, so 5, 6, 7, 8. Singles, down, down, squeeze. Now squeeze the glutes at the top. Squeeze. My abs, you keep them in all the time. Okay? Always pulling those low abs in. Now try going down slow. This maybe let you go a little bit lower. So I go down for 2, up for 2, down for 2, up for 2, down for 2, up for 2. Now, pulse way down. Okay, so see I'm pulsing my hips. I'm down on my legs. Check that you're back on those heels again, okay? See if you can lift those toes a little bit in your shoes, okay? Flatten that low back. I know quads are getting tired now. Then a few more singles. Down and up. Squeeze those glutes at the top. Squeeze here. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, I know that can be a lot. Yeah, I'm feeling it too. Okay. Now, another type of squat, I call them standing lunges, but it's kind of a split stance squat. Feet, that shoulder width. Okay. You're going to take your, for you all, it'll be your left foot, it'll be my right foot, straight back. Okay. Now, you go ahead and stay there if you want to, but let me show you from the side. Okay. I'm in a nice good stance. Check that. Take your knee towards the floor. See that you're in a nice good stance. Back is straight. Okay? Back is straight. I don't let this happen when I come down. I kind of see that sometimes with people because they just don't realize they're doing it. That's all. Okay? I mean, I've found out that I was doing things I didn't realize I was doing too. Okay? So another important thing for me to say on this is don't let your foot go back here. Okay, then you're on a tightrope. You can't balance like that. You don't want to work like that. So you start in that shoulder width, straight back. Okay, tuck the tailbone, abs in, shoulders over ribs, over hips. Go into this left leg, or your right leg in this case. Down. Squeeze that glute of the back leg. You're popping in the ball of the back foot. Okay. Keep it going. Let's go down for 2. Slow down. Feel that nice stretch in the front of this hip. You'll feel it in the front of that quad. Let's pulse. Pulse it down. We'll do a short set here. Pulse, squeeze those glutes. Now singles, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake it out. Ooh, shake it out. Okay. Let's do the other leg. Okay, so remember, shoulder width. Your right foot goes straight back. Now, reach back there. Okay. You're going to be in a nice, good stance. Remember, make sure you didn't go behind yourself like this. Okay, you're in a nice, good, stable position. Here we go. Singles. Remember that chest and shoulders? Stay over the ribs, stay over the hips while you work. You don't want to drop and collapse everything here. Just because your legs are going down, the back doesn't go down. Okay? Down 2. Slow. A little bit deeper maybe. One more like that. Pulse it down. Pulse. You stay down here. Pull those abs in. 3, 4. Singles. Down. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, shake it out. So that's about 3 minutes. Let's maybe do one more thing. Now, there is a squat you can do, wide stance. I'm wider than shoulder width, right? And my toes are pointing kind of at a 45-degree angle towards the corners of the room. Now, this kind of squat, you do keep your tailbone going straight down. Your back stays upright. It's totally different than when your toes are forward and your knees are forward. So you're down here in that squat. Everything's stacked. Squeeze it back up. Down. Squeeze it back up. Down. Squeeze. down, squeeze, keep it going. You can slow it down, down, 2, up, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs as you bring it back up. One last thing you can do in this position, something different, is you pop up on your left foot, your left toes, but I'm not going to lean into it like this, okay? So I'm going to squat straight down the center. Squat. Squat. A little bit more on that left leg now, or sorry, your right leg, okay? Because you're popped into the toes of your left foot. Let's switch sides. That heel down, pop your right toes here in the ball of the foot. Remember, you're going to stay center and take it down. Think about this left leg working even though your body's going straight up and down. 4, 3. You can hear this has worked for me too. Okay, so if you haven't done all these, that's fine. If you're new to it, that's fine. Okay, all right. And that's what I want to show you about how to do a good form squat so you can really get a lot out of it. And good luck with the challenge, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.